Okay, so is there anything from your life currently that you think you need to let go of?
Then we could go home.
I'd probably say my need to control everything. I'm pretty much of a control freak, and it gets me into trouble because I tend to take on too much because I don't trust anyone else to do it right. So I do it all myself, and then I have too much to do, which stresses me and my whole family out. So I could let go of that one.
Is there ways you have of letting go? Methods?
Actually, I pray a lot. I pray, and I really try when I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed by all the responsibilities that I've put on myself to spend more time with my kids. My daughter and I love to drink tea together, and we pray together too. So
You drink tea together?
yeah.
Yeah, and you pray. So then, like I said, this is a mindfulness class. So when you're praying, what are you thinking about? What's going through your mind?
I'm looking, I'm a Christian, so I'm looking for guidance from God to help me figure out places where I can let go and still feel safe, and places where, maybe I might need His push in the right direction.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
So, what would you let go from your life?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I mean, that's kind of what the whole purpose of life is, It's you keep things, eventually it becomes a burden, So you just let it go. Don't be tied to it.
How would you let go of all this stuff?
Putting it down
How would you put it down?
by putting it down. You mean like an emotional level, it's you. My personal technique is I see any problem or person that is tied to me in some way that is no longer, the relationship is no longer existent or valid anymore. And I put them on a boat, a big sailing ship, right? And there's all these people or things that I'm letting go of. And there's a rope, all of them attached to me. Let them go. Let them go.
So you visualize this boat.
It helps. I mean, that was how I started, but eventually it just gets to the point where you just go, see, have bon voyage, and it's there, it just happens.
Well, thank you so much.
Hey.
So what would you let go from your life?
Oh, Scott, I started letting go of reading the newspaper and listening to the radio. I guess they call it compassion fatigue, when I was reading about bad news and getting pretty upset by it. So starting last week, I just stopped reading the newspaper and I don't listen to the news on the radio, and I'm much happier.
What is, maybe, you saying you have maybe an anxiety or a stress. What are your ways of letting go of that kind of stuff?
Actually this mindfulness class has kind of helped me a little bit, because if there's I picture it like diving under waves. So I just take my anxiety and I dive under the wave, and it's just quiet down there and it's peaceful. And that's a really good image for me. So I just take a deep breath and find that quiet space in there, and that's a safe place for me.
Is there any fish down there when you go down there?
I haven't seen any yet.
You haven't seen any yet?
No.
All right. So my very last question. We talk about letting go. There's the opposite. What do you let in? Or what do you want to let in to your life more?
I think I could use some more courage. I think that's going to be important in our field work and in our work lives. I think the courage is going to be really important, and I'd like to figure out how to cultivate that.
Carter, I want to thank you. What would you let go of from your life?
I would let go of my insecurities and therefore my constant, if you will, shit giving to others because of them. I'm hard on my buddies probably because of my own insecurities, and I could stand to get rid of that. By which method? I don't know. I do enough bike riding and exercise. Surfing, that's not it. Oh shit! Bam! There goes my motorcycle.
Thank you so much. No problem. Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem. So, I was interviewing you, and as I was interviewing you, a girl backed into your motorcycle and knocked it down, and you were all smiles, you were all laid back. The girl was a little nervous about it. That to me is letting go. Your reaction. Can you explain that? I mean,
what's the outcome? What's going to happen if the motorcycle falls, if it breaks, I fix it. I'm in a spot where I can. I don't want to bum her out. She's having a great day. All she did was back into a motorcycle. I parked it there. I don't feel like it was justified to get mad about that for anyone.
So you weren't even letting go of feelings of anger?
Nope.
They just didn't even exist?
Didn't even get there. Yeah.
Were you always like this?
Depends, I think. I think it depends on what we're talking about. Yeah, I was always like this. If I put my motorcycle on the spot like that for it to get hit, then if it gets hit, it gets hit.
Wise words. Thank you. So, my friend, if you could let go of anything from your life, what would you let go?
What would I let go?
Stress, anxiety?
It would be the stress behind my baby boy being in prison for absolutely nothing, for something that he didn't do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what would I let go? Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't hold all the fucking stress like I do, My sister, went back home to Cleveland, Ohio. My sister gave me this rock, quartz rock. She goes, keep this with you always. And I said, Wendy, it's a little. She said, it'll change your life. Well, not really that, everything's black and white for me, If I can't explain it, it doesn't really exist. Like I don't really believe in ghosts. I would like to see one, then I'd be a believer, but I just don't believe anything unless I see it,
So how do we get rid of the stress then that you have, your anxiety?
I wouldn't know. I've been holding it all in so many years that I'm not quite sure how to let it all go.
Is there anything you can do, any activity that you do?
Well, I used to play the drums a lot, but no, I just get on my motorcycle or I go to sleep.
So your motorcycle makes you feel good when you
Absolutely.
What do you feel?
Freedom. It's the last taste of real freedom, I think.
Not get rid of the anxiety.
Well, yeah, when I'm on my motorcycle, nothing is bothering me at that moment. When I park it every time, everything is obviously still there.
Right.
But for the moment, I feel nothing. It's my best time of my life, really. So that's why I've been doing it for so. I mean, my motorcycle is sitting right over there on the street, right there. I've been 29 states in the last 36 years. In my opinion, it's about the only thing that really does it for me anymore. But yoga sounds. I mean, I'm going to try like some acupuncture or something. I got kind of disabled and stuff right now, but I don't know. I mean, even yoga sounds good. I'm open-minded to anything that might relieve me of some of my pressures.
I think that's the key, open mind.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah,
Tell me all
you
this.
bet, Scott.
What from your life would you like to let go of?
I would like to let go of the fear of not knowing. I just graduated college, so I don't know what I'm doing next, so I'm working here. So I'd let go of that.
How
basically.
would you let go of that fear?
I let go of that fear by keeping myself busy. I work 3 jobs and I go snowboarding and I do a bunch of things like go out with my friends and stuff like that. Try to not think about it basically. Probably the bad thing to do, but I try to not think about it.
When you go snowboarding, is your mind clear? Are you just thinking about snowboarding?
Yeah, definitely. You basically don't think when you snowboard, so you just listen to music and you snowboard, yeah.
Snowboard. Is there anything that you let into your life?
I let in, I don't know, meeting new people. I do that. So, that's what I guess I'd say I'd let in.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Sophie, hi. Look at me, Sophie. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Sophie, what would you like to let go from your life? Uh-huh. Right. Okay. That's a good answer. Really insightful. How do you let go of that stuff? Sophie? Sophie, how would you let go? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sophie? Sophie, thank you for the interview.